no, this is not a spring chicken. Boy, sometimes when you change locations, you might get a little prompted, like by a sting at the beach. Not that we knew that there was a sting, but how often do you see guys dressed in all black, long pants, long shirts, with multiple beach towels? Like 6, right? So how often does that happen? But for now, we'll bring Oldecam on for comments on the headlines of today. Bailout deal breaks down. Paulson heads back to Capitol.
And it's basically meaningless because nothing's going to get accomplished now.
Pakistan leader condemns U.S. raids across Afghan border.
Well, if they weren't being a haven for the Taliban, it wouldn't happen.
Poll shows little public support for $700 billion bailout plan.
Yeah, these are the same people that are losing everything they have in their investments, and they simply don't get it. It's to save their butts.
You know what? I think they may start realizing that.
Okay, yesterday we had a well-known newsman on television telling people, he said, don't bail them out. Let everybody lose everything because it'll teach them a lesson, and they're going to learn it too.
They will. In interview, Palin defends Alaska-Russia remark.
It's a joke, folks. I mean, they just did anything to attack her on.
FBI evangelist Tony Alamo arrested in child sex investigation.
I know. I mean, there's a guy. I used to have Tony Alamo clothes, and so the guy, he just simply, people on the right tend to go as crazy as people on the left.
HSBC Holdings to cut 1,100 global banking and market jobs.
Yeah, that's another Asian company because nobody's making any money. Democrats don't seem to understand it's a worldwide problem.
Space exploration is key to mankind's survival, NASA chief says.
Ain't gonna happen, there's no money.
Democrats summon GOP question McCain's intervention.
Yeah, the people on the right that are questioning it are the people that are supporting Obama, like Chuck Hagel.
Pakistani troops fire on U.S. helicopters at border.
Yeah, they're very proud of the fact that they're involved in the world of terrorism. They consider the United States to be the terrorist.
See, now isn't that a different perspective?
Yeah.
Nuclear waste piles up at hospitals.
Because the Democrats won't allow you to take it anywhere.
So what do you do with it?
Just let it set until somebody gets some of it and kills a lot of people.
Government probes chelation heart disease study.
Yeah, it seems that the people that did the $30 million government study where people weren't told that there were problems with the drugs, they might have adverse effects as a result.
WAMU becomes biggest bank to fail in U.S. history.
And it's got to take more banks down with it because the rush is still on, except it's on, I think, JP Morgan today.
Oh,
Well, no one has any faith in our banking system now because they know the government's going to let all the banks fail. And FDIC is broke.
And that never had to happen.
Nope.
Never had to happen. Palin to return donations from tainted politicians.
Well, yeah, until you know they're tainted, you just accept the money.
Yeah. Alleged victim testifies he and OJ were set up.
Yeah, they basically, the police didn't care how they did it. They were out to get the end man, as they call him.
DA, LaBouffe won't be charged in crash.
Well, because basically he obviously wasn't drunk like they said he was.
CEOs who got out before crisis left with millions.
Well, yeah, because they had contracts, folks. Are we going to rewrite the contracts to say you can decide whether a person should make money or not? No one's going to work anymore if you do.
Actually, that's one of the biggest challenges in the bailout plan, isn't it?
Right.
Palin let's see. Oh, breaking news. It's all over for McCain, and he is attending the debate.
I know the same people that said it's all over for him because he didn't attend the debates. They're saying it is all over for him now because he is attending the debates. He's attending the debates because the bailout it's over. It's shot.
There's nothing else that can be done.
That's right, because there's going to be no consensus on anybody's part.
Report FDA lacks in oversight of produce.
What, aren't they lax? Yeah, what's new about that? People are getting bad milk, bad drugs, bad everything, which basically they're supposed to protect you from.
Well, part of it is that there's so much produce that comes in on a daily basis that you can't check all of it.
But they should be checking X amount of it.
Certain amounts.
That's right.
Storm off southeast coast heads for Carolinas.
Yeah, just another, it's not a hurricane, but another bad storm. Storm upon storm upon storm. It is that time of year.
Obama says more work needed for deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, like, you know, he's not very attached to it. At least the Republicans are saying that McCain is involved, but Obama, he's doing it over the cell phone.
Well, there's a couple things that are different. I mean, both of them are senators.
That's right.
And they're
They're
both
supposed to be the heads of their parties. You should be totally involved in what affects the country. And McCain, because McCain is involved, it means he's doing a PR stunt. Because Obama is multitasking, it makes him look like he's good. If George Bush multitasked, it would be a crime.
That's right, because of Hurricane Katrina. What happened on that one?
Yeah, we all know what happened on that one.
Yep, oil falls in Asia as bailout talks falter.
Because the American dollar is becoming worthless.
BYOC, company gives workers unusual laptop leeway.
Yeah, because bring your own computer, you know, basically it means they don't have to pay any money and they still monitor everything you do.
What are they doing? You pay for your own
computer? Bring your own computer so you can take it home, but they're still monitoring your email and stuff.
That's worse.
That's
because
right.
you bring your own computer
Which
and
means
then...
they know what you're doing at home now.
Because, see, part of it is if you have a company computer...
Remember, the same people that basically live their lives with computers are the same people that screwed up the economy. So they don't realize they're being watched at home now.
T-Mobile uncaps data plan ahead of Google phone.
Yeah, they put a limit on the data you could download on the Google phone, which basically was no one like that. They pulled it quickly, but then they've also revised it once again, saying that some customers may have to pay more regardless. And they will decide which customers those are, which is basically all of them.
Judge, Microsoft doesn't owe Alcatel-Lucent $1.5 billion.
I know, because they didn't violate any laws when they did what they did.
Government probes... Oh, that's a repeat. Okay, Medicare officials advise seniors to shop around.
Yeah, where? And with what money?
Oh, yeah, and you need gas.
Yeah.
EU bans baby food with Chinese milk recalls grow.
Yeah, soon the Chinese will not be able to sell anything to anybody soon, which will cause a problem with China.
So do you think that thing on Medicare was because of... they just talked about the generic drugs and their efficacy?
Yeah.
Okay. Letterman keeps up assault on McCain.
It's called, you know, How Dare You, I Am God.
Ministers to defy IRS by endorsing candidates.
Well, basically they're going to lose their tax-free status as a result, and it is perfectly legal.
What's perfectly legal?
They remove their tax-free status because they're becoming a wing of a political organization then.
Oh, then there are no... Boy, that really screws them up.
If they say go out and vote, there's nothing wrong with it, but if you endorse a candidate, you then lose your tax-free status.
FEMA gets mixed reviews on response to Ike victims.
Yeah, well, they can't do anything about it. You know, one storm after another, you can't start fixing it until all of them are done.
I agree. Hollywood War, the revised edition.
Oh yeah, okay. Spike Lee is rewriting history books because not enough black people were in movies in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. That was called the time. They've changed since then, folks. And if you're making a movie about a historical representation, there were not a lot of black soldiers in a lot of theaters of wars either. So.
Oh, so he's rewriting...
He's rewriting history to show the black Afro-Americans and their tremendous contribution to the war effort.
Is that like Will Smith and... What was it, the Wild Wild West?
Yeah.
Of course, that was all fun and entertainment, so no one ever...
because it was totally ridiculous. A black officer and a Secret Service agent. I mean, like he stuck out like a sore thumb to begin with.
I mean, that was entertainment.
Meant to be a joke.
That was a joke. Stocks were mostly down across Asia.
Yeah, and they're going to go down even more. I mean, it's a disaster worldwide we're causing.
The former CEO of American International Group sold off 40 million shares of Insure for $125.9 million.
And that's what they're objecting about. The problem is he didn't do anything illegal. They're trying to jail people for going with what they had.
Well, because the executives know what state the company's in. I mean, because they monitor when they start selling those things off anyway.
That's right. If the executive starts to sell, that's when you should sell.
Yep. A Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
This one's fitting, that if you know there's a hole in the dike and all it takes is to stick your finger in it to stop the leaking, and you don't do it, then you're just as guilty as the people that drilled the hole.
I can let you go.